It's the beginning of February, and you know what that means, folks. It's Groundhog Day. If Jack sees her shadow, she's gonna reveal the theme for the Viewer's Choice Project. If she doesn't, we'll be stuck in an endless loop of cheesy 80s movies starring Bill Murray for all eternity. Here she comes. Viewer's choice it is, folks. Hey y'all, Jacki here, and welcome to Fantastical Follies. It's the 2023 Viewer's Choice Project, where I'm giving you, my lovely viewers, the chance to help design a costume that I am then going to make. At the beginning of every month, I'm going to post a short vlog-style video like this one, going over all of the decisions we've already made and talking about the next step in the process. I hope that 2023 has been doing you right so far. Been a little stressed over here, but I am done with my Hamilton Spencer and I am smiling now. I don't know if this happens where y'all are, but it's been like super sunny and gorgeous during the week, and then when I'm home, it's just raining like crazy, which is why I'm using my fancy background, because I can't film in my normal spots. It's too dark. So I have my tea today. It's a little bit chilly. It's warmer than it's been, but I felt like tea. I'm drinking some like rooibos chai. It's decaf because if I drink any kind of caffeine after 11 o'clock in the morning, just can't sleep. You know, most coffee mugs are lefty discriminatory and they only have the design on one side. I just realized this one has the design on both sides. Good job, boys. What are y'all drinking? Let me know in the comments below if you're a coffee person or a tea person. I'm a coffee person, but I do like tea in the afternoons. Alrighty, let's talk about all of the fun stuff that we have decided so far. There's been a lot of participation so far and it makes me so happy. I really want to see everyone participating in this because the more people we have, the more fun it's going to be. So let's reveal the theme, the thing that we decided on last month for January, and then I'll go into all of the fun February decisions. So in January, I kind of put it out to everybody to figure out what the theme was going to be. What was I going to make? Our options were a straight historical costume, something based off of a fashion plate or something, a straight cosplay, which is a direct copy or an interpretation of a random character from pop culture, a historical cosplay, which of course is a combination of the above two, or an original design. The general consensus about this was that everybody wanted to see all of the options, and it was really hard to decide, which I totally get, y'all. I totally get. There's a reason I'm having y'all make this decision. But all in all, 60% of you decided that you wanted to see a historical cosplay. Yay! Which makes total sense because that's pretty much what I do here. But it's kind of interesting because I actually got my start as a cosplayer, and up until the end of 2021, that was all I was doing. And I think it's interesting because I haven't actually shown any of you really any of the cosplays that I've done. I know I've talked about like Taco Bell before, but I've never actually worn Taco Bell on video. So unless you're following me on Instagram or on TikTok, then you probably haven't seen any of my pre-historical makes. So maybe we'll do some shorts coming down the line with that, just for funsies. But that was the least popular decision. I think there was, oops, 3% of you wanted to see a straight cosplay. So if you're a little disappointed by the decision, have no fear. At least 3 of these things you are going to see this year for sure. There's going to be a straight historical, my late bustle era 1880s costume that I'm going to be building to go to Dickens on the Strand is going to be a straight historical. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, but I don't think that it's going to be a cosplay. So I am working on an original design right now, and you are going to be seeing that very soon, probably by the end of the month. I've already started. I'm really excited. It's actually an interpretation of one of the characters from my book, and I'm not going to bore you with that information right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but if you wanted to see an original design, it's coming up. I also really want to do a straight cosplay. I have the best idea for a mashup. I've been holding this since Halloween of 2019 when I did Taco Bell. It is the most brilliant mashup I have ever come up with, and I'm so excited to do it, but with all of the life stuff that has happened in the past couple of years, I haven't had an opportunity. Whether or not I'll get to that this year, we'll see. I'm leaning towards probably not. There is like a closet cosplay I was kind of thinking about doing kind of around The Witcher when it comes out, so if that's something you guys want to see, let me know. I'd be totally down to sneak that in somewhere. Tea break. Also, my hair is nuts today. Enjoy it, folks, because I'm cutting it soon. It's coming off. I'm really excited. It's just too long. Okay, so February. Let's talk about February. So there are some limitations with the voting process on my community tab. Unfortunately, YouTube only gives me 5 options for a poll, and if I want to include pictures, I can only do 4. What I really wanted to do, I can't because I only get 5 options. And I know from experience that people aren't going to want to go somewhere else, find all of the options, and then come back and vote. So what we are going to do this month is decide on a general era. Not a specific era like 1890s, but like, what do I want to call this? How about we call it a movement? No, that's not right. Let's just call it what it is. It's a big era. So like I was saying in the last video, we're starting really broad and narrowing our way down. So I thought the best idea, since I'm so limited in my options and I really want to give y'all the chance to get your voices in, is I'm going to start with a big chunky era, and then depending on the era, we'll narrow it down from there into something specific. Okay, let's talk about our options this month. Option number 1, the medieval era. A lot of you have found me because I did a medieval Maleficent costume at the end of 2021, and the medieval era runs from about the 5th century through the 15th century-ish. So we're talking kirtles, bleos, big crazy horns, long fancy sleeves, anything in that general time period. Option number 2 is the Italian Renaissance. Now specifically, I'm talking about Italy in the Renaissance period, which is the 14th, 15th, and I think early 16th centuries. Y'all can correct me on that if you want. Not my era. I'm not an expert in this era. That seems like a lot of fun to me. I haven't done it, so Italian Renaissance. Option number 3, the 17th century. Naturally, my favorite century, something I've already started diving deep into and would love to have an opportunity to dive even deeper. So if that's something y'all are interested in, 17th century. Option number 4 is the 19th century. So this is anywhere from the Regency up to the 1890s, the Belle Epoque period. Now there are some constituencies in that, but we'll talk about that if that's what everyone decides. And the last option is the 20th century. Now specifically, I'm talking about vintage, so anywhere from about the 1920s through maybe the 1970s. I guess we could do the 1980s, but since I was alive in the 1980s, it feels kind of weird to do a historical cosplay as it. So the 20th century, let's call it vintage so that everyone knows what we're talking about there. So those are our 5 options. There's a hole in my shirt. There's 2 holes in my shirt. Now, some of you may notice that there is a very conspicuous absence in this list, and that is the 18th century. That's for one very specific reason, and that is that I'm already doing 2 historical cosplays from the 18th century already this year. One is actually going to be the next project you see. It's coming for Valentine's Day. I'm doing a fun little Halloween collaboration with Casey from Casey Renee's Cosplay. I'm really excited. So that is going to be an 18th century cosplay. And then also my really big 18th century cosplay that I'm going to be doing for the Georgian Ball that I'm attending in October. So that is going to be a very big project. Between those 2, I didn't want to have to do another 18th century cosplay. I would just feel like a one-trick pony at that point. But if all of y'all decide that you don't want to see any other era and you just want to see the 18th century, tell me in the comments, tell me in the poll, let your voice be known. I'll be happy to do it if that's what you want, because in the long run, it's y'all's decision, not mine. But just know you're going to see a lot of that this year. Not my fault, just how things have happened. So the voting is now live. I've linked to the actual poll in the pinned comment in this video. You can also meander over to my community tab. I do leave the poll open all month and I check back. Usually most of the voting happens in the first week and a half because YouTube is cycling it more then. But if you miss the poll, you can always leave a comment below and I'll keep checking on those too. If I have not included an era that you really want to see more than all of the others, also leave me a comment and let me know. If it seems like the majority of you want to see something that's not on this list, I'll go with that. So don't forget to talk about this. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the more people participate, the more fun it's going to be. I really want to spark everyone's creativity. If you're excited to see what we can create together, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. It really helps this weird little channel get seen and also tells the algorithm that this is something that you like to watch. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to hang out with me for today. I absolutely love hearing what all of y'all are sharing with me in the comments. I love to hear what everybody is making. And if you've missed any of the videos in this series so far, you can check it out right here. Check out the playlist, check out the playlist, check out the playlist, check out the playlist. Was that annoying or what?